Hello everyone and welcome. Hey Red Seraph, Nioh Agogo from a no morning. Yeah, very much. That was... I can't even say it's the funnest part to wake up to because we wanted to go to bed and then shit happened. So, yeah. Well, Froggy refight. Hey Claire, yeah, Toad first try. How are you doing? Extra energy drink today because, yeah. Getting through today, I definitely need a little bit of a refreshment. How have I been? It was... Can I say turbulent day? I think I can say turbulent day. Just... slight shit show.
Bad jokes.
What?
Bad jokes.
Okay, yeah. At least, full story?
Sure.
Yeah, Agonia collapsed this morning and had to call the ambulance, and we've spent 5 hours in the ER, so yeah, been a bit of a trip today. And sad part is we don't even really know what it was or what happened. So as of now, we are basically in the... She is better now, but I don't think it's fully gone. It seems to be very much reacting to heat, mostly. And yeah. Yeah. Basically, now we just have to hit up our local doctor and start finding out stuff. That's it. Like, I wouldn't bet too much on just that. It's, sad part is this has happened a few times now over the last week, but not this intense. And the problem is we don't know what the pattern is, we don't know what the reason is, we don't know yeah, we don't know. That's it. We simply do not know, and basically, yeah, we're getting a letter now, and then we have to go to our local, well, our normal doctor, and simply figure out, you know, run tests and figure out what the hell is going on. So yeah, it's not good, but yeah. Like, I don't think this is gonna be a case of never figuring it out, because like it's like the first time it really happened. It's a bit weird, but usually doctors find what is wrong. So yeah, that was my morning. We were basically going to bed, and then it was not that. So, you know, just getting dressed fast, grab some essential stuff. You don't know how long someone is there. Obviously grab Blahash and then just stayed there the whole time. You know, obviously Honda Tadakatsu makes problems. Well, there is Honda Tadakatsu done. What a great fight. Absolutely love the guy. It is. I'm sorry, yeah. I know this is like the whole... Yay, we have deer. Like, yeah, if you ever are like, oh, Nioh feels a little bit hard. Literally, I know people always say, oh, magic in Dark Souls is overpowered. And that is to a degree true. Sloth talismans in Nioh are broken as fuck. And honestly, I do not know if I like it or not. Yeah, well, we have everything in this area. Nice. Proceed to the next region. I like this one. It's just finally a guy worth fighting. I mean, fair. Here's an interesting thing, though, about the whole magic system. Like, one part I always loved about Nioh is that, especially when it comes to human enemies, what you could do is also always moves that the enemies can also do. You see it more on the higher levels, and I do think it is underutilized. But like, yeah, like when you're like, oh, sloth talismans are strong. Yeah, but like, you've seen on Nioh mages use them against me. The only reason is I am a human being, so I can work better against them. But they're still really fucking annoying. Yeah. Hey, go soft girl. Yeah, that was like. Tomorrow was like a whole thing. But yeah, I guess at least I made very, very stupid bird puns. Oh yeah. Yasu's mad.
Very well. I'm going to save that stubborn old man.
As well as it can be, you know. Just got an energy drink, so I stay a bit focused until. I mean, I would love to tell you all the bird jokes I did, or some of them that I remember. The bird puns I did today to cheer you up.
The German.
That's the problem. The German, yeah. Like, I don't think. Okay. Like, you know, I don't think most of you would understand stuff like Kennst du die Eule, die immer Hallo sagt? Der Huhu. God, why is it killing you again?
I'm just happy.
Ja. Boah, kennst du den Vogel, der Löcher in den Stein haut? Die Meißel. Anyway, yeah, so just that you all know she's laughing in the background, so she is doing better overall. You know, as long as the activity isn't too strenuous. Okay, it really is just the dumbest puns on bird names. Like, for example, one of the there we go. That's how Tempest works. Okay. Like, for example, one owl species here is called Uhu, and the joke is, you know, yeah, you get to buddy this mission, and the joke is basically that, you know, Hoo-hoo is like a saying of hi, so yeah. It's the bird that always greets you nice. It's the hoo-hoo. And well, miser is also a small bird, but a meißel is a tool to, you know, form rock. And so, yeah, they sound similar, and so like, hey, it's the Meißel. Oh, you know, kennst du den Vogel mit der besten Gesichtsbehaarung? Der Schnauz. It's killing you again. Why? These ones are so... The boohoo. Yeah, it is a boohoo. Like, I am making the most unapologetically bad dad joke puns here. But
doing it to take care of me, so I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, like, you were laying there and, like, you needed some entertainment, so... Might as well crack the worst jokes ever. Oh, you know what? I have one you haven't heard yet. Kennst du schon den Vogel, der mir die schwersten Lasten hebt? Der Kranich. Anyway, I think this one would have been all of this would be better if we had at least one German person in the audience. I mean, they probably would groan like hell, but doesn't change the fact that no, don't. Okay. This is picture. The other things, especially, I need to get back into language. I think it's a way to make it a dad joke. Ah. I wish I did. I truly wish I had a little bit more. I had kept up more with learning French. Like, I am genuinely a little bit pissed because I always had problems learning the language, and then I actually got some, how's it called? You know, extra study work during, you know, so that my grades don't totally go down the drain. And actually it just clicked, and then I, well, stopped learning it because, well, what it was like, hey, you have to just choose one language, and you can only choose one language, and then I choose English because, duh. This wasn't even like a choice, because everyone else in the fucking class was like, oh yeah, no, we're picking English, and like, yep, there was no French class, so I had to pick English, and you know, aside from the fact that I am also just better in English than French, so I mean, I already learned English before that, so this wasn't the big problem. Like, even if I didn't, you know, choose English as a main, you know, study object, I would still have learned, because basically everything you wanted to do online was in English. Or, you know, all the good stuff. Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm good enough. God, once I really tried to have like a very shitty British accent, but I don't know anymore. I don't care. Anyway, can we... Almost, actually. I won't do it, and I don't think I can even replicate it. Yeah, like, oh my god, the style of this is just amazing. Yeah, like, I mean, the thing is just, at some point, I think, you will always be faced with the reality that German dub sucked. Like, this isn't to say that, you know, people who made them didn't put, you know, no effort in it. A lot of times they just... You know, they didn't even have enough stuff to do. Like, I think a good example is if you look at Call of Duty. I mean, yes, that's also like one of the biggest ones that, like, unironically, Call of Duty radicalized so many of my generation to genuinely learn English, because the German dub was bad. The German dub sucked. You probably will hear it and like, that sounds fine, but like, it's, you know, stifled. There are weird translations, almost one-to-one, because the thing is just that people do not have the time to just, you know, learn, you know, just had the time to translate it properly, or, you know, maybe work off the direction, because like, as with so many games here, getting a translation was mostly you handed in a script, people had no clue. Kodama? Yeah, it's definitely Kelly. He's making Mitsunari an army. that was kind of hinted at already. Kodama! Yeah, so, like, most translations, like, there were good ones, don't get me wrong. Like, as I said, we actually had some really good dubbing for TV and such before, but no, video games was more like, a script gets handed in, and then someone just translates that script. And that is that. Like Liu Kang games have slightly different styles to them. Yeah. That is nice. Hey, fuck. But yeah, it's a lot to... It was always a bit... It always just sucked, you know? Like, you had these translations that were just off, and then, you know, that whole segue just kept going, because it's like, oh hey, someone you know, translated the script without really having any context, so usually ends up being a bit more literal. Then you go to the next part, and then someone is paid to, hey, can you read the script in? And then they're like, sure. But, you know, again, they don't have context. So, instead of being able to match, they just, you know, see the script and it's like, okay, I literally just have to guess. That's it. Dama. So, yeah, and that's why, you know, for example, if you looked at Call of Duty, big example, it was just a weird mess, and then people were like, hey, you can import the English version, by the way, which was, you know, for the older stuff, uncensored even, you know, because German versions were just censored in the most stupid ways possible, because... Like, that's always the funniest part when people talk about censorship, and I know so many talk out of their ass, because the thing is, like, how censorship happened in video games here and why was way more dumb and random than anyone could imagine. Because, yeah, sure, there was censorship, but it wasn't done because this was demanded. This was more of an, hey, do you want to hand your game in? Because that's a big thing. Like, a lot of games, you just, you know, need to be handed in, and that's that. But like a lot of people were like, oh no, they're not allowing, you know, how's it called? They're not really that big on violence and such, which is wrong. But sure, I guess. Like, again, not big on violence, but you know, Counter-Strike was 16. Like, okay. No big on violence, Dead Space 1 is completely uncensored. The thing is, usually, most games, that's what I really hate, the fact is that there are games that just never get handed in, even if they could get a rating. And then the fact that, you know, all the changes are made by devs. And because, ironically, and this is the stupidest part about it, all of them always just assumed what was law and never ever actually double checked. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, here's the thing. Certain countries have very clear stuff that, you know, what flies and what doesn't. Like, for example, Nioh in Japan has less gore. Not a problem here anymore. Well, never was really. But like, basically you have one line that is like, oh yeah, don't have over, you know, unsensible violence, and a lot of people just lost their shit. Like, so much about this was just always dumb. Like, for example, you know, Call of Duty World at War removing a bunch of Nazi stuff out of the multiplayer, understandable. You know, that's just like, yeah, like that's the reason why you don't see, you know, the Nazi insignia in multiplayer games anymore, because legitimately they do not want to have, you know, a German region locked version anymore for multiplayer. So they basically go and are like, okay, let's you know, let's just not use the swastika. And like, yeah, you know what? That's a good thing. I do not think in the multiplayer environment that is relevant, especially. And people are always like, but authenticity. No, the interesting part about World War II is the technology and such, not, you know, like. Like, biggest red flag if you're like, all the Nazi shit is important. No, it isn't. It's not. Never was, never will be. That is fair. Give us more games where you can kill Hitler. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be a long trek. Oh well. You fuck. Yeah, they always just build on assumptions, and like some of the dumbest changes that happened was like multiplayer wise, yeah sure, I get it. You know, removing flags and the whole Himmler speech, I think, or was it Goebbels? I do not know who it was again. That was, you know, I get it. I do get that one. But also like, you know, all the gore gets removed. Okay. That was it. That was not that necessary. And then you have the other stuff like, oh hey, let's also remove hit markers. You know, the pop-up of you know, points when you killed someone, which was a kill indication. Just bunch of things. Just holy shit. Just gone. Yeah, it was always just a weird, maybe we need to do that. No rhyme or reason or like clear guidance on it. Kodama! So yeah, did I actually get any better sword? That's a good question now. No. Do I need to build myself a new sword again? I guess. Ooh! Wait! Hello! Also, a water sword in the fire level. That's seems useful. I guess. But yeah, it's always it was always weird in terms of, you know, what was censored. And then again, a bunch of stuff happened, and then people were like, "Wait, we don't need to do that." And then we just get the occasional idiocy like, "Damn, Buster Studios, you should legitimately maybe just, I don't know." Like, you know what? I hate the fact that, you know, a few years ago you could just say, you know, about the dev that makes really dumb decisions, just close up shop. But nowadays, you know, no, you know, in light of Microsoft just literally killing livelihoods, I'm not gonna say that anymore. It was still stupid what they did with Dead Island 2, because like I do want to play Dead Island 2 at some point in my life, but I legitimately no, I don't think so. but I legitimately would need to get like 2 copies from outside of Germany, because for some absolutely idiotic reason they thought, oh no, we need to censor this. Okay. As in, and I know this is minor, but like, it was legitimately, oh hey, Kodama. It was legit just, oh hey, we have, you know, when you kill a zombie, the body isn't on the floor anymore and you can't interact with it. It just vanishes. And you'd be like, well, that's minor. And like, yeah, I can actually still play together with, you know, international versions. It's just, what basically happens is that you know, basically everyone just starts playing my version then. It's just, no. Like, the moment something like that is done, and it's so dumb, so insignificantly dumb, that I do not understand how the fuck it could happen in any shape or form. I'm just getting especially pissed, because the thing is, why? Especially, and I need to stress this here, when people are like, oh, but you know, maybe there's no reason. The dumbest part about this is Dead Island 1 was never, you know, yes, that Island 1 was never released in Germany, because the dev at the time, Techland, is, you know, one of those people that just never hands their games in here, and then it's like, huh, look, our games are so bad, they're getting, you know, you can't actually, they're on the list, but like, bitch, your game lands on the list the moment you don't hand it in. Do you know how many games are on the list that simply because they never got handed in? And you should see the list of games that actually got, you know, removed from that list in the last years. Like, the last one, completely uncensored, now available to buy in Germany because someone handed it in. Fucking Soldiers of Fortune. One of the most brutal games out there ever made. Well, I guess that one is suddenly okay. Hey, Quake was removed from the list. That is shit. Stop doing that. No, why is it always like, oh, I kick it, I flew 3 meters back into the fire. I hate you. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, wait, nope. Oh, good. Whew. Okay. Yeah, so those were removed. The old Wolfenstein games are removed. All of the Wolfenstein games you can buy here. Even the newer ones, with swastikas and Nazis and all of it, because guess what? The moment they handed them in, you know, everyone was like, hey, you're killing the Nazis. This isn't fucking endorsing them. So this falls under, you know, art. And that is protected under that. Whoops. Because like people literally just were like, oh, the symbols are forbidden in Germany, so we can't show them at all, and then just ignore the fact that so many fucking movies come out in Germany. They came out every single year, like, with just the swastika, because guess what? If you make a movie that isn't endorsing the Nazis, it's fine. Because, I don't know how to tell you that, but if you're wondering, oh wait, what movies fall under that? For example, Inglourious Bastards is completely uncensored here. Operation Valkyrie is complete. But, I guess video games don't, except then people are like, oh, but there was this one lawsuit back. And they're like, oh, you mean that lawsuit that Indiana Jones, yep, gloriously, with all its Nazi punching is in there. But then people were like, oh, but that old lawsuit about Wolfenstein. And it's like, oh, you mean that old lawsuit about Wolfenstein that literally got repealed, like, at in the 90s already, because people realized that the judge was biased to hell and back, and it's not even binding anymore. Like, that one? There we go. So everyone who doesn't know, basically back when Wolfenstein 3D came out, someone took the game to court because, and I kid you not, they were like, oh, you can't release stuff like that. And because, oh, I can actually. Wait. And people were like, wait, how do we fight this? And they literally argued in the, with, they are destructible indeed, so thank you for that. So I guess I need to check a lot more now. Yeah, so basically what happened is that the argument was made that, oh yeah, you can't have that because video games are toys and you can't have any, Nazi or like insignias and shit on toys. And well, you can definitely see how that argument was repealed very fast the moment someone actually tackled it. You just sit there being like, that can't possibly be the reason, and it was the reason. I'm not kidding you. That was it. I have never actually played Balatro. No. Little bit of a full schedule right now. Yeah. I do know poker. Okay. There's just a dual wielding guy. Anyway. There we go. I really have no idea how to get through to there. Oh well. What is that for a line? It's not a good line out of context. But yeah, basically video game, that one, you know, old ruling that apparently no one ever, you know, no one ever thought about, like, oh hey, should we check if this was even accurate still? Yeah, that just was taken as gospel, and now to this day we have like actually really dumb stuff like, again, oh hey, you can't kick the zombie bodies around anymore on that island too, and you'd be like, oh hey, but maybe it was, nope. The thing is, that island got a definitive edition, so the game was actually handed in Germany. Uncensored. And you can kick the zombie bodies around. Why does the second game not have this feature? I do not know. They just removed it. Because apparently now it was necessary to remove. It's stupid. Again, this is like the absolute petty reason why I will not get a German version of Dead Island 2, and will, if any way at some point, get the international one. Then again, the big question is if I can actually play the game again, because I played Dead Island 1 with Agonia, And it's one of those games I do want to finish with her. Here's a problem though. She literally gets sick from the cars. It's the only game where that happens. We have no idea why. Rip us. So, strength. You know, first of all, we get strength up, I would say, yeah. Legit, like, you know, this is kind of ironic. She has problems with, like, real cars, but it never is as bad as with Dead Island, because something about how the camera works is just really not working for her nausea. It just gives her nausea. Which is funny. But yeah. Oh no! First of all, let's get Nioh done. We're doing fine today, actually. Better than expected. Way better than expected, actually. So yeah. Okay, next the next big co-op game, unless it's not also getting updated a bit for us on Wednesdays, that's gonna be how's it called? System Shock 2. Hopefully fun. I mean, we're 100% breaking, going through the Von Braun. Yeah, okay, actually that's an interesting story. Here's the thing. I totally get why people say you should play System Shock, you know, normal first. But... no! Ah! Oh no. That definitely sounds very, intense. I knew it. Kodama! I have no idea how that worked, but yeah. Ow. There we go. Okay, so but yeah, I don't know. I heard it's an intense game, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, like, I can't tell because I never tried, but, I know a lot of people are addicted to it, so... I also know there's a lot of criticism, also I see you could that... I kinda knew I had to be on the lookout here, but... Getting better at spotting Kodamas, you know, it's like, you know, getting a piece in Banjo-Kazooie. You're also like, okay, wait. Just get your feeling. Ah, it's like one of those, how's it called, idle games? I love it to really see how a you know, a Japanese castle. I mean, hope it works. Even though you know my opinion on Wilds, it's really sadly kind of the weakest part so far, and the updates are not changing a lot. I mean, probably if you start now, it's probably nicer because you can actually have stuff like laggy sets and such and be like, oh hey, this is useful, and like, yeah. Yeah, you know what, again, what I love about this level is, so there's an interesting thing from Japanese compared to Japanese castles compared to. I have to sadly inform you that it is the worst Lagi fight in the whole series. Like, I mean, I know Monster Hunter Tri, the game that made so many people trans. Anyway, yeah, basically, the thing is, basically, you have the, how's it called? You know, you have the Lagi fight in Tri and in GU, you know? And the problem is that, how's it called? Wilds decided to be just not that good. And it's for one actually very simple reason. See, in Tri it was, okay, you fought on land. Welcome, Red Seraph. Was this your first Monster Hunter? It keeps happening. Oh my fucking god, it keeps happening. This isn't real. Oh, okay. Here's the thing, Sarah. This is an in-joke on this channel, and basically, okay. The thing is, again, this is an in-joke on the channel because one day I basically said that the only people I know personally that started Monster Hunter with Tri are all trans women. And then, while I said that, streaming Monster Hunter, and there was like a bigger group because, you know, I think I was playing Monster Hunter Rise or so. I just threw it out. I didn't even think about it. But then a lot of randoms that never wrote were like in the chat like, you know, I'm a trans woman. I started with Monster Hunter Tri, and it just kept happening. Like, it took 3 copies and you haven't even started it yet. And you know the funniest part was in that evening I wrote that on back then Twitter, and one person my mentions was like, yeah, you know, that sorry to burst your bubble, I started with Tri and I'm not cis yet. The next day they wrote me, hey, I just started questioning my gender. It's like and then another person, you know, I know, was like, hey, you know, I basically, and I started with Unite, but like the one I really loved and I really did play a lot first was Tri. Well, guess what happened to her just a bit ago? Yeah, and this is just, I know there is definitely a weird statistical thing, and I probably slowly get why. But yeah, this is like this one joke on this channel that just keeps on going. Oh no, not to Evil Wheel basement. I'm sure my doctor's when I'm playing Tri, my doctor I see you were playing injectables. God. Yeah, like, I don't know. You know the funniest part is? So I never played Tri. I know I should. You told me multiple times. And we wanted to play 3 Ultimate at some point, but we need to get an emulator running for that. But yeah. Oh, I have all Kodamas in this mission. Hooray! You fuck... No! Oh my god! The fucking camera changed! And it pushed me off! What the fuck? Ah! I severely dislike this. Yeah, but yeah, that is just a running joke on my channel, and it keeps just proving itself. But again, I think, at least for me, like, maybe it's a bit more accurate because, like, you know, non-binary. So I guess me only playing Freedom Unite is just more accurate in that regard. But yeah, there we go. Now we have this shortcut open. That wasn't so hard, I guess. Where you follow Monster Hunter game I will play. I mean, I would say the only conclusive stuff I have so far is, ironically, just, yeah, it's just Try, but Try has been insanely consistent so far. I mean, at least what my guess is that, you know, most trans women I know, on average, you know, had just less, you know, social, let's just say, just social, not social circles, like, they were a little bit more, you know, removed from the social circles around them. And I think that might have been the case why they, you know, bought a Wii. You know, because everyone else was, you know, buying the big cool console. Because, you know, you played with your friends. But if you were hamstrung by that, the Wii was, you know, oh, it had a bit more, you know, whimsical stuff on there, and it had a little bit more, you know, it was also cheaper. So yeah, a lot of them kept playing the Wii. So, and that's just the thing, Try was just hyper appealing to basically everyone who had a Wii. Like, that is just a thing, you know, if you like action RPGs in some form, and let me tell you, considering how many trans women I know also played Dark Souls or Souls games in, or you know, any other action RPG slash action type of game, it's like, okay, what kind of action slash action RPG was there on the Wii that looked actually really cool and engaging and a little bit more mature? There was a Monster Hunter Try, and Monster Hunter Try, and a Monster Hunter Try. So basically, you suddenly, and also you could play a girl, so that was a huge upside to basically everyone. And so what happened? Oh wait, whoops! You just created a loop where, you know, you just not by design, but just by sheer probability, filter out all the trans women. Oh wow, what was that? Game got hit with a sloth talisman itself. But yeah. I know it's kind of a joke thing, but yeah, that is at least my understanding, because like I do wanted to think about that. I do think, you know, if anyone's like, oh, but what about 3 Ultimate? Well, see, I don't think a lot of trans women bought the bought the Wii U, because like I don't hate the Wii U, but it was just not an appealing console for most people. Like, the Wii U was bought mostly by, and let's just be real here. Either you were one of those hardcore Nintendo fans, or you were a contrarian. Like, let's just be real here. Okay, here's the thing, Claire. The Wii U basically, like, the Wii U sold bad. Let's just nail that one down. So who bought the Wii U? Either you were a Nintendo fan and you bought it anyway. Huh? I was talking about the Wii U. Yeah, no worries. The Wii was like, yeah, it just got a really big, the Wii had a really big audience, and like, I'm not gonna debate that. And yeah, it was to a degree a fad, because they just, like, you could not replicate that. But the Wii U, bust. Just pure, utter bust. Why? Well, as said before, you look at the game console that, like, 15 million units sold is abysmal. And there are games that sold more. So, yeah. Basically, the Wii U had basically 2 people as their audience. You either were a Nintendo fan with disposable income and you bought it anyway. That demographic is mostly white, cis, male, white, cis, and male. Or, you know, you were a contrarian who was like, everyone is playing Xbox 360 and those are dumb consoles with badly designed games. And those people especially were, well, white, cis, male. You know. Not all of them, but just, again, demographic. So while, you know, a bunch of people did buy, you know, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on there, well, that's why I would say, you know, 3 Ultimate, ironically, was not the you are trans game that it was with 3, because 3, again, was where our generation had the choice of which console do you buy, and let's be real, the PS3 and the Xbox 360 especially had very male-coded games that were basically you play multiplayer with your friends. And if you had people playing with that, you know, like me, you bought those. Sure. But again, if you didn't and you want to play alone and you just log into Log-Lag and just vibe and hang out with people online, well, suddenly you... Yeah... I mean, yeah, I know, shocking, but no, the Wii U made it past 30 million. It's surprising, but it did. And, yeah. What basically happened is that, you know, you look at 3 Ultimate, and yeah, suddenly you have a demographic that, you know, is interested maybe in an action RPG, and again, the one that you could play is Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter, and so you still buy Monster Hunter, but, yeah. Again, the demographic for 3 Ultimate, not the same. I do love how fucking layered the shortcuts on this level are. Because what I do love is this is like an actual castle, and one of the interesting things about Japanese castles compared to other castles in other countries was, like, you know, European castles usually were like, we have multiple layers and rings where we, you know, stack everything inside and have like heavy fortified walls. And, you know, up on hills, etc. And the, you know, Japanese ones were also on hills. But the biggest difference, and the Chinese were just like, let's already build fortresses so utterly fucking over-engineered and big that when cannons came around, we don't even thought about it, because, frankly, the cannons wouldn't have done shit to our earth walls. But the interesting thing is the Japanese castles were deliberately designed to loop you multiple times around the main area and have distractions and labyrinth-like outlines. So if the you know, if attackers breach the wall, they could be delayed a lot. Fair, I would say. We turned it on recently again because like, okay, we had the last time we turned it on, the 2 games we were basically playing is, and I mean, yes, it's gonna be very funny. Super Mario Galaxy, which I need to finish at some point, and, you know, then Super Mario Galaxy 2, because I got the Wii versions in very splendid conditions, and the last story / how's it called again? That one Wii game in the black box. I bought 2 action RPGs that were really big on the Wii.
Oh, I don't remember the name. But you know why I bought
Pandora's Tower, yes.
You know why I bought Monster Hunter Triback then?
Why?
Because, first of all, Monster Hunter, as you said, also not that male coded, even from the cover, and Coco.
Who? Coco. Yeah, you love crocodiles.
Blue Coco.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually really true. Monster Hunter isn't that male-coded, ironically. I feel like they're doing it more now, which sucks, but it was never really. Well then... this fight could have been really annoying. Anyway. But yeah, we use like, I get it. But I mean, hey, ironically, 3 Ultimate has not been ported yet. Capcom? What the fuck? Oh, that's the boss. Who is the boss again? Oh right, this guy! He's actually pretty cool. Okay. What happened here? Anyway. But yeah, I guess I don't know what he's weak against though. Ah well, should be doable. What the fuck? What the fuck does he still do so much damage? I do have an idea though. Yeah. By random drops. Ain't that cool? Oh, oh my god. Why is he one-shotting me? What the fuck, you little... Okay, no, I don't care anymore. Ja. Well, okay. killed me now? But yeah, he resets his key every time he warps, which is like, you know, just a little bit infuriating considering there is technically a whole humans have a different key management thing, but...
He's a better human.
Yes, he is definitely a better human. He has bird, I guess. Okay, hello? That was not the button I pressed. Okay. There we go. Ah, we have him. Whew. Yatagarasu armor. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That is so accurate for him. Whew. Anyway. Boss done. I totally forgot. This one is one of the hardest bosses in the whole fucking game. He just is. Like, great moveset though, but where to go? Hello? Oh, please don't tell me. Oh, the exit trigger. The exit trigger was in the fire. Because he died to the fire and I didn't see it. You should have spotted that somewhere else. Let's just be real here. He's cool though. Honestly, their design is banger. It's like... You know, someone at Team Ninja was definitely I think Garo fan, and like, yeah, good design choice.
This castle will fall. Run while you can. What are you waiting for?
There we go. Honestly, future bosses should not be as pain-inducing.
He's just a high initial learning curve. Actually, he's easy to bully.
That is true. If you hit him while he comes down and he falls down, you can just stab him. This is like his biggest weakness, but you have to hit that. Main mission, Sekigahara, obviously. Obviously. Mission level 100. Okay, I am not there yet. Yeah. But Tengu Kiri. That's shit they definitely added later. Okay, magic one more, then I can do the way of the veteran stuff. And then I will get my strength, I think, up to 13. Strength of body up to 13. Then I can actually use the Kingo armor set perfectly. Yeah, I don't think we will do Sekigahara today. We will do Sekigahara next time. Oh, God. That was a lot. Well, there's some fun stuff to talk about, though. See, there's actually a very fun story about Sekigahara. Oh! Yeah, it's a lot of cutscenes, I know. Sorry, I'm just a bit... I was just bummed by Wilds. It's not the worst... I mean, it's kind of the worst Monster Hunter game. It's just also so fucking easy and so many cutscenes. But yeah, actually...
Forced walking.
What?
On forced walking.
A lot of forced walking, actually. So, we're gonna do the side mission first, though. Yeah, it's like... this is probably the thing. I would say probably getting from the beginning of low rank to high rank in Wilds probably takes as much time as, you know, doing the same and, for example, it's probably roughly the same as Unite and such. But the difference is Wilds has... how should I be saying it? Yeah, the thing with Wilds is like, it's like, they probably take the same time, but this is, you know, in Unite, basically, you beeline all the relevant missions, and it's just mission, craft some stuff, and this goes very fast, so you do a lot more gameplay, while in Wilds, it's, you walk behind someone.
And the story is shit.
The story really is just falling apart. Oh yeah, and you know what? They literally claimed this was the reason why the game sold, and I just sit there being like, no. It sold because a lot of people that only played World hyped it up, and I get it, but like... The thing is, I'm basically waiting for two things with Wilds now. First of all, obviously, the expansion, because it's the expansion. I do hope the expansion is gonna be good. Like, I had my gripes with base World, but base World was still good, and Iceborne was just better, even though it had other problems. But again, I'm looking for the expansion. I feel self-absorbed is to a degree maybe the case there. Yeah. Honestly, Rise for a second time is totally understandable. That game is really good. Or, you know, do an emulator, Sunbreak. You can beat that. Endgame is grindy as fuck, but still. But yeah, again, I'm waiting for the expansion, and obviously, and there's also the second thing. So there is technically, okay, in the game files, and that has been updated. There is a siege coming in Wilds, and maybe it's at the end of September, maybe it's at the beginning of the next year. We don't know, but they're bringing back Gogmasius from Monster Hunter 4.
Probably.
Very likely.
Because it's sticky oil, right?
Yeah, sticky oil. Like literally the Curio Hunt flashbacks and show. Yeah, Claire, we remember. We no one of us wanted to do that. That was.
Since they introduced Endgame, I think it just became a worse series.
Yeah. Like the weirdest part to me is that currently the so far the one arch-tempered monster in Wilds is basically we have Zeniths at home, and I don't hate that. It's just everything else is missing.
Also,
That made Zeniths interesting.
It's also downgrading arch-tempered from G-rank in World
Yeah.
to high rank.
They should have just made it a very they should have just called it Deviants again. And then could have called the G-rank version Arch Deviants. But no! Yeah, sorry. The thing is just the moment you play Frontier and you hunt Zeniths, you're like, oh shit, I tasted perfection. Close to perfection, yeah. Well, let's do this one. It's like, it's not like I hate Wilds completely. Like, the thing is, the moment the story stuff ends, I like parts. But it's just not a lot that's there. And that's just a bummer, you know? Probably. Like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not even that... you know what my biggest problem is with portable Monster Hunter as of now? I do think in some area what I legitimately just want is, and I'm not kidding, I do want a port of, like, a good port of, you know, Freedom Unite, 3 Ultimate, and 4 Ultimate and GU. Those in a collection with 60 FPS, yeah. Instant buy, would play the shit out of them. I would legitimately tell you all to get it, and we're making one big party. Because, no one plays it for story, no one plays it for graphics, so why does Wise prioritize those two things? Because someone at the dev team in the high up would be like, was basically just pushing for that, and yeah.
And you couldn't even get a decent story together.
It's neither a decent story, it's not a good thing performance-wise. Like, the thing is, the whole, how's it called, open world stuff is also just not good. You know, cool, yeah, monster looking cool is a thing, but like, world look good. Wilds looks marginally better than world and doesn't really bring anything new to the table. The performance is worse, actually.
The low-rank monster have okay design, I think, the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
But lots of them look very generic somehow.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't... Again, it's a weird thing of... I don't hate it, like... Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's also just nothing where I'm like, yeah, I would recommend it. And also, maybe I am cynical because I don't see how the expansion could fix it. Oh yeah, the gathering mission with the flagship monster, that was always good. Like, you know what? The trick always works. Like, you know, in Freedom Unite, it's like, whoops. It's basically like, oh hey, look, you go out and it's like, oh no, you have to you know, you have to fight the you get pipit tongues, and then it's like, whoops, here is here's tiger. Here's Tigrex, and you're like, oh no! Not Angry Kitty. And then you're like, okay. Then you play Generations Ultimate, and you're like, oh look, it's the same mission! Cool, they're gonna fake me out with Tigrex again. Because it's in the snowy mountains. I have to collect the tongues again. Ah.
Not in the snowy mountains, though.
What?
It's not in the snowy mountains.
No. Nioh has the same mission with the same name in the snowy mountains. But then it's like, wait, that's not Tigers. That's, oh my god, it's fucking Gammoth.
I think it was not in the snowy mountains.
That wasn't the snowy mountains.
Nope.
I'm very sure it wasn't the snowy mountains.
Nope.
I have to say one thing though. If I have one, if I can only get one Monster Hunter game, I do want to have exactly one thing, and that is that they go back and make another version of Generations Ultimate. I know that sounds probably weird, but like, here's the thing. Generations Ultimate basically had the problem of it only had limited content from all game. It had still a lot of content, but for example, aside from what's it called, Deserted Island and Misty Forest, there are no third generation maps. I think at least 2 from 4th generation are missing. The Great Forest that was in Unite is missing, and like, might be, yeah. I mean, I've streamed it a few times, and it's like we both, like me and Agonia, we streamed it, and it's, yeah, we have opinions, is what I'm saying. But yeah, otherwise I would say that is the kind of game I actually want to see them make. And like, you know, make the models a bit nicer, you know, maybe polish a little bit of the animations, you know, give the areas a nice overhaul, as in like, you know, for example, interestingly, if you're, I don't know if you know that, but the dunes in Monster Hunter 4 are a remake of the desert of Monster Hunter 1. You would probably not understand that or know that if you know, don't look at the layout and like, oh wait, yeah, this is actually the case. But I absolutely think they could do that to, you know, they could visually upgrade all the, you know, 1st and 2nd generation areas, and you know, add some more of the old monsters. But like in the rest, make it GU. You know, maybe do smooth out the progress a bit better. That you know you don't have all the dumb shit. You know. Like you know, a bit better unlocking of meals and such. The small things. That's a game I want to see. I want to see the perfect version of Generations Ultimate, because I think Generations Ultimate has the best combat system. It has the most content. It has some of the, like, literally some of the best monster designs. The only thing it literally needs is add the rest of the content from 3rd generation and 1st generation, especially. Give the 1st and 2nd gen games, like, just give them a nice visual upgrade. It doesn't need to be a lot, it just needs to look a bit nicer overall, and you can do that on modern hardware. Even with this, like, the Switch 2, if you take that as your base thing, you can make it look pretty nice, is what I'm saying. And when you have done that, then you just go and, you know, have it smoothed out, give it a little bit of a better pacing, a little bit better stuff to do with the with the farm and village and all that, and we're Gucci. That's gonna be the best Monster Hunter in fucking decades. And I'm not gonna lie, like people are gonna be like, wait, really? Would people love to play an old Monster Hunter game again? And the answer is yes. Wow. Who was that? Whomst is throwing fire? Oh, you! The shootout in the bathhouse. A classic. Yeah, I want to see Generations Ultimate again, and like, this isn't even my favorite Monster Hunter. It's just, I think Generations Ultimate is the weirdest thing of, if they polished this one up and re-released it, it would be a lot of people's favorite Monster Hunter. I know people are like, oh, but you know, it's the old gameplay, will people like that? Yeah, they already played it. And again, you can make it look nicer. That's the thing. Without changing a lot, you can just make it look nicer. Oh, yeah, I know that they won't do it, but it's the thing I wish, you know? That's the thing. I do think Generations Ultimate is that kind of game that needs just that little bit of extra polish, that little bit of, you know, the last content missing that it usually doesn't have. And it would be really great. But, yeah. Again, you can still play it, but honestly, it should also be ported, because, like, the thing is, GU is still in some ways so different from 4U that I think if they ever make a collection, they should have GU as its own game in there, because GU is GU and not 4. And I think that is kind of important to also preserve. Oh well. Yeah, it's the one I wish they would do. Not that I know they will do it. Like, no, I get it. Like, it's we're talking about Generations Ultimate. As far as Capcom is treating Monster Hunter, this is a dead game, and I hate that because I love Gyu. I genuinely really like Gyu. It's like it's so fucking funny. Yeah, you know, the sad part is I can almost see that they were like, yeah, we're just putting in one game from the 4th generation. You know, we can't. You know, should we really put in GU? Like, yes, it's not a 4. It's a game in the 4th generation, but it's not for you. For you is different. GU is way different. Just yeah, but yeah, I just want a good collection because, like, GU is not even running in 60 FPS on the Switch, so that could be changed. Would love that to be changed. You know, put some more Monster Hunter games on. I don't know, on the RE engine. Give us some really good. Yeah, that's the thing. But you know what? I'm putting up my how's it called, tinfoil hat for that one. I have the big feeling that this might be the case because in every other series they do not consider re-releasing the old ones as how's it called, competition for the new ones. Like, they do not think that re-releasing Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on GOG or so, a thing that I still need to catch up on, damn it, is, actually something that is, that will heavily impact the sales of 9. Similarly, they don't seem to think that, how's it called? Brain. Yeah. They consider Monster that, which would be stupid. Especially if you look at the PC numbers and realize, wait a second. Up until the title update, and you know what? Let's just literally take a short look at that. So, yeah, player numbers since the title update has dropped basically back down to where they were before. And keep in mind, the player numbers for Monster Hunter World were up until the title update better. And now, the 24-hour peaks are slowly coming down again. Like, yeah, a lot of people are playing, but keep that in mind. The average player dropped so hard that World had more players. Again, Rise should have had more players because Rise is the better game, but again, here's the thing. There are a lot of people that came into the series with World that do not want to admit they came into the series with World, and they exclusively only praise World, do not touch any other game, make bad excuses why they're worse, and it's like, we know you're shilling World, but like, why do you just can't leave your bad taste behind? I mean, okay, World is fine, but like, fuck, like, come on.
It was also kind of the beginning of the end for Monster Hunter, in my opinion.
I kind of hate that. I really kind of hate that. But hey, you know what? Let's just actually look at actually, let's just have a very quick look. Hey, all recent reviews are still overwhelmingly negative for Wilds, and all reviews are mixed. So this is still going. And yeah, but when it started dropping, people were mostly complaining about the performance. Now, people are literally in the reviews are like, yeah, this shit is like unfinished and it's shorter than World. It has like that's the thing. Not that it has less content than World. Like it doesn't have it has similar monster numbers, but you fight them less. And as a lot of people point out, they just die extremely fast because they don't fight back. The game is piss easy. So yeah, I don't know, Capcom. Maybe re-release the good Monster Hunter games. I don't know. It's an idea. Doesn't mean it's natural from a solo experience. With it bringing back the village and guild split despite not really making sense anymore. I mean, why do you mean there is a village and guild split and that it doesn't make sense? That the fact they mixed it together in World was one of the worst decisions they ever did, and that is still going on in Wilds. Like
technically, you could put them together into one storyline.
Yeah.
If you could do multiplayer normally, which you couldn't in
yeah, fair. But that's the thing. Have you ever played the village missions in Rise? No, but why should I? There's Guildhall. Like, here's the thing, Claire. Why is the split good? If you want to play the village stuff, which is, the beginner missions. Village missions were never, like, they kind of had the story. Just get rid of village missions. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying. Like, I would agree on a very basic level. Like, don't get me wrong, I have replayed Monster Hunter Freedom Unite so many times. And you saw a playthrough. We went into the Guildhall and we only played Guildhall. Except for the few times where we legitimately had to fight a monster in the village quests because it wasn't elsewhere. Or it unlocked stuff. Which is dumb. That shouldn't be the case. This is why I also say, GU needs a better curve that, everything can be unlocked playing the guild. Everything. Smoothly. With friends. Period. Portable Third did that. Why can't everyone else? Anyway. That's why I say I do want to have a fixed up version. They create the impression that Village is a single player and Guild is exclusively multiplayer, which sets people on the wrong path.
Not.
What?
I played Guild single player.
Yeah, I know. We all played Guild single player, but I can get
So I have to disagree with the exclusive.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Village is exclusively exclusively single player, and yes, afterwards you will get thrown into basically the multiplayer area, and then they say do high rank in Guildhall as they do everywhere, except Unite, where you have high rank missions for single player. I think the biggest thing they should have done is that either village missions, village missions should either make it clear that they're the easy stuff, they're for the people that are new to Monster Hunter and do not want to go directly into the Guildhall. B, they are the challenge levels. So you can do the as how you rank up in the in the Guildhall, you can play those solo missions that are extra hard, and then you get story progress. You could also do it like that. I get it, but I do think having the village stuff is kind of a good thing right now, because again, I do think having like a mission line where newer players can at least during low rank fight some cheap monsters, but they need to distinct it better and communicate better. But I do think the split is good. But what?
It can be at least.
It can be, but doing it like World and Wilds, you have to be forced through the single player to progress the multiplayer part. No, fuck you, Capcom. Like, the thing is, and I need to be clear here, what Capcom literally misread about Monster Hunter with World is the fact that the reason why Worlds I need World was actually interested and people talked about the story was because of literally just two major things. Because A, we never really had anything deeper than that. So the thing is, and I need to be very clear here, the story in World was a novelty, but also crucially, it was about stuff people were actually interested in, aka ecology and monsters. So when you were going in and they actually talked about, you had basically your absolute autism handler besides you who's like, this is such an amazing area, the Rotten Vale, and just goes over it why this is great. You just are like, go girl, you're amazing. Tell me why this is amazing. And like, this is just, she was over enthusiastic for that, but this just kind of dragged you through it. Wilds has, Alma has nowhere near the same enthusiasm. Yeah, they fucking gave into the misogynistic backlash from World. Cool, dumb idea. No one is really interested. Natives are literally written as idiots, and I'm not making this up. Every native is either just dumbfounded by them saying, monsters are bad and we can kill them. They're like, you could kill monsters? We never thought of that. You have weapons for that? I'm like, build a spear, you dumb fuck. It's like, oh, but we have our different methods to, hide ourselves from monsters. Like, okay, sure, but the moment a monster's like, oh, the monster's acting a little bit weird, whoops, we're like little babies, please come and save us. And like,
somehow we've survived for 1,000 years alone.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, this monster, this problem, this monster make problems. And you're like, okay, so what is the response for the natives, who who have lived with these places for thousands of years in harmony? Yeah, kill it, it's annoying, it's just a monster, we do not fucking care. And you're like, what the fuck? Also the fact that the Woodwards are just like, oh yeah, they're speaking really broken and are snobby about it and are just kind of assholes. And you're like, wow, there's so many racist stereotypes layered onto them, and I'm a white person, I'm seeing this. Like, oh my god, Wilds is just so lazy.
Also, somehow, pretty much all monsters in the unexplored area where we have no records on are known and have a name.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We don't even mean natively give names, because that would make sense.
This happened once. One time in the whole story, we get the name from a native.
Yeah.
Every time else, it's always like, oh yeah, they just know the name already. It's like, listen, this is as if they forgot what they did in World. Remember in World, with Alma was like, there's a new monster and we have to defend ourselves, so you can kill that for this time. And the handler was like, you're like, oh, okay. And then later the guild was like, yeah, we gave it this name because yes, they did it the whole, basically no one lives in the new world, and the few people that live there are, maybe variations of feelings, and they also the cats didn't speak. So the interesting thing is that when they communicated with the native cats, it was more often, yeah, this is roughly what they said. So they could just avoid all the bullshit, all of it. And it's like, why did you unlearn all the good things of World in terms of writing? It is so lazy. Anyway, I shouldn't rant about this. I'm playing Nioh. And if anything, uncontacted tribes in new areas would be a great narrative excuse to introduce new weapon types.
Yes.
But oh no, that would just be more work, and we should polish what we have. And wow, you have the worst versions of the weapons so far. You made such a great effort there. Fucking add tonfas already.
Also, let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The next weapon is another sword shield axe.
It's gonna be some form of morphing axe thing again, yeah. Like, it's like, oh hey, we have variations of our existing weapons in the second gen. Cool. Third generation, so we have an axe that morphs into a sword. Okay, fourth generation, we have a sword that morphs into an axe. Fuck you all. And then the glaive. And I know people swear on the glaive, but I think those people are also drinking paint. I don't know. I tried the glaive, it's not for me. Morphing sword into chain whip. Again, just give us tonfas. They are fine. But Frontier's over the top. No. Ah. Okay, you know what? Let's just finish this up. I got angry enough about shit. I'm sorry. Hey, we have magic on 15. Then we will just need 2 more levels in strength and 3 more levels in body. A 4 new morphing axes introduced. Yep, that is gonna be the case. Oh yeah, right. I have all of them. Yeah. Okay, that killed me. Okay. You know what? I guess. Okay. No. Ugh. You know what? I'm probably still a little bit too much, a little bit too pissed. Yeah. It's a bit weird. No! Wait! Ah! Let's just do this again. I have her almost. I'm unfocused. I'm so sorry. No! I mean, what the fuck? How did... She's slow, but yet her grapple works instant. How the fuck do I have sometimes more problem with her now? You know what? That's the reason why why most people play with the axe in this game. The worst part about her is legitimately that sometimes hits just ignore her. No! No. Oh. I mean, interestingly, she's not getting interrupted when she loses her key. So, like, what the fuck is going on there?
Which enemy?
The second boss. You know, the woman.
She's a bit special.
There we go. The weirdest part is that, you know, again, didn't interrupt her. Yeah, that's interesting, you know? Ah, well. Side mission done. Anyone else down here? Oh. My guy. You're into birds and then bird yokai woman just captured you in the tea house. What the fuck is wrong with you? After giving you so much fucking trouble, you're just like, yeah, I guess I need to be. Anyway. What the ending. And there I ranted a lot too much about Monster Hunter again.
Once a while.
I feel tired though. Probably not. Five minutes way off to Unmu. Veteran. That should be doable. Shouldn't it? There we go. There we go. Yeah, I repealed your familiar again, Fuku. Anyway, you know what this means? Yes, no talismans. That's why we did it. Yeah, right. Let's actually upgrade a little bit of our prestige that we have. Before I forget that again. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what, obviously, let's see. Yep. That was Nioh for today.
Have you won?
Yes, I won.
Nice.
I made all the side missions. Don't forget the other prestige type too. What's your second prestige? No, you have only prestige, one prestige type in Nioh 1, I think.
Look.
Okay, wait, where is it? Okay, there. Okay, I have a prestige summary. Are your prestige points? Okay. No, Claire, you're completely right. You know what? We definitely need more money. Is it that much? I don't know, but I guess I did it still. Ah. Yeah. And now we didn't even talk about how we didn't even get to talk about how Microsoft is generally just an absolute shitty publisher, because even when you make their most you know, the game series that makes them the most money, quite literally fucking Forza, it turns out their studio got so many layoffs, they had to freeze their next Forza Motorsport project, and are only supporting Horizon now, which is like cool. Everything sucks. Anyway, see you all tomorrow. It's you know, Sunday Sekigahara time, I would say. I mean, they're short-sighted, but they don't care. They have blood money from the IDF. They can, again, Microsoft will rather burn their gaming division down if people stop buying their games than actually, you know, stop doing military contracts. And that is just a given. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, see you all tomorrow, where we're gonna do the Battle of Sekigahara. And I can tell how Tokugawa Ieyasu's son actually fumbled hard getting to that battle. It's a very funny story, so be there tomorrow, when I hopefully don't have to say again, yep, I spent the morning in the ER. That was fun. Fun. Anyway, not as, you know, not as bad for me, but I have to take care of someone now. See you all tomorrow with more Nioh. Where we're actually closing in on the end of the base game, and we're going on to the DLC. So hooray! We might actually be through with Nioh at the end of this week. Maybe. So yeah, have a good night and see you around. Bye!